Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. I was not talking to my monitor, as many of you assumed that I did. I apologize for the late start, just getting everything kind of rounded up here in the Wise household before we get started. We got a great show for you guys today. Obviously, some fantastic activity coming out of Bitcoin over the evening hours. Love being in this market, guys. There's just nothing like it, guys. All right, so we've got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about Bakkt being officially officialized. We've talked about Bakkt a whole lot, but we're going to go over the recent Medium blog post and a recent news article about Bakkt. If you guys have any questions, comments, or stochastic remarks, make sure to leave them in the comments section. We're going to talk about Bitcoin's price action. We're going to talk about levels of support, levels of resistance. We're going to analyze any trades that you guys might want to post. We're going to analyze any, pretty much anything and everything you guys want to look at, as well as what I'm thinking about the market. So, shout out to all the premium members. We had an awesome session last night. If any of you guys missed that, we're going to, obviously every Sunday evening, we get together, do the live trade reviews. We talked about strategy last night. We talked about moving forward on Bitcoin last night. We talked about critical levels last night. In fact, we talked about that exact same breakout level last night, right before I logged offline. We talked about what we're going to be doing as well moving forward with the course. So, all right. So you guys are absolutely fantastic and excellent. Let me see. We got a lot to talk about today. It's going to be a good show. All right. Before we begin, though, and TIY guy, Bitcoin millionaire. Yes, new chair. You didn't see the death of Sally? That was a good show. I recorded the death of Sally live. All right, so that's about all I've got for the beginning of the show. Let's just get right into it. Woohoo! And there you have it, guys. All right, so taking a look over at the live scene today. Let's take a look at what we got going on. We've got a nice little secondary pump going on here. Price at $79.45 on Coinbase, $79.46 on BitMEX, $79.39 on Bitstamp, and the all-powerful Bitcoin. Big pullback last night, sideways consolidation, break up to the upside. Again, what are the things we always talk about for looking for breakout trades? Good volume spike and a strong candle body close, right? When you see a breakout out of sideways consolidation, now generally speaking, after you see a violent move to the downside and sideways consolidation, generally symmetrical patterns continue in the direction of the previous trend that initiated the consolidation. However, you never want to discount the reality of the situation. And again, just as I was talking about to the premium members last night, whenever you're in a bull market, for example, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. So let's go to the daily actually. Bitcoin putting in some nice activity here at the range highs. Let's see if we can get a nice candle close above that. Would be a little bit of upwards continuation, consolidating right into resistance. It's also, keep in mind, it's also a good area where you are testing range highs, testing an area of liquidity, and you want to be careful predicting the breakout. You want to wait to that nice, good candle close, especially because any trader worth his salt would have been able to capture this movement, or at least capture some portion of this breakout, whether you're using Ichimoku, whether you're using EMAs, whether you're using support and resistance. Either level doesn't really matter. As you can see here, the same level that I was looking at on my chart, not only did we get this is exactly what we were looking at last night, not only did we get the 15-minute TK cross, all right, which we talked about right here. Price did come up and pull back and hold the Tenkan and the Kijun as support, but I had denoted this area on my chart as the critical area that I wanted to be looking for, where I would actually look to take the breakout trade. And what do we get? We get a nice candle body close above that level on good volume. Wada Atar confirms, time transformation confirms, Ichimoku confirms, and everything takes us to the upside. Now, I did get a comment, and actually I'm going to take a brief second to just fix this chart here real quick, and the reason why, so just give me 1 second here. And the reason why is because some people said that they couldn't see the price scale. So let me fix that here real quick, guys. Great, that's what I see. All right, hopefully you guys can see that good. Bottom. Okay, hopefully that's good. And then transfer screen. Okay, hopefully that's better. Hopefully you guys can all see that well now. Okay, good. And we'll also update the schedule. Won't be. All right, getting a little rejection from those range highs initially. Okay, great. Okay. Shorting the pullback nearly wrecked my gains from the long, but principal capital was preserved. That's always the best thing, man. Just me, or is YouTube chat broken? It's working for me, man. When Sally left, she took the bear market with her. Yeah, she just rolled right out the door. Right out the door last night, right down the stairs. Well, not last night, last week, rolled right down the stairs and into the bull market. All Infinity, thank you so much, man. Oh, sorry, not man. Sorry, thank you so much, All Infinity. 233D, nice fidget day. Baron Rothschild, Monero. Monero is the only privacy in the market. Well, we'll take a look at we'll take a look at Mr. Monero coin. Throw that up on the schedule. All right, shout out to everybody watching. Thank you guys so much. And I missed some stuff last night, guys, so I did want to give a nice shout out to the new subs on YouTube. RM Cupcakes, God Angels 47, Gareth Taylor, Jay Kreutzer, Phoenix High Chu, Mayor Patel, Justin 899. You know I like that Justin name. Brian Espinoza. Thank you guys so much for the subscriptions on YouTube. Highly appreciated. Lucy to the Moon. Any good or bad news involving XLM? I'm not aware of any. And gains were regained with this pump. Now my problem is every time I get out of the trade, I end up giving it all back with fees from indecision on the next move. Any wise words, bro? Well, just be less fidget spinnery with your positions. You know, if you look to take a move, you know, establish the area where you want to take profit and move your stop loss to break even and take those, you know, take profit at those levels. Or worst case scenario, you take some profit, price pulls back to your break-even price. Worst case scenario, obviously, price doesn't hit your take profit, hit your stop loss beforehand, in which case your position sizing and your entry trigger, your strategy, is going to be balancing out your losses and skewing your wins to the winning side, or increasing your profitability, increasing your hit rate, because you should only be taking trades when your strategy fires, right? You should only be taking trades when your strategy fires. So the first lesson that I try to teach everybody in the group is we don't take trades just because the price looks high or low or attractive or this or that. You need to have rules. That's why we have rules for breakouts. This is why we have rules for pullbacks. This is why we have rules for rallies. This is why we have rules for shorting. This is why we have rules for taking longs. Strategic, systematic, and robotic, mechanical. It's the way to trade. It's not sexy. Sometimes it's not sexy because people have this idea. Where you're just gonna, you know, where you're just, I don't know if you guys have seen that meme where it's like what people think day trading cryptocurrency is like, and you know, you're just have this intuitive, strong sense of the market, and things just come to you, and you're just, you know, and you know, there's a few Rain men out there who are probably like that. For the majority of individuals, it's a losing strategy. For the majority of individuals, all they need to do is develop an if this then that strategy, and they're going to do 1,000 times better than they're currently doing. It takes all the indecision out. It takes all the insecurity out. It takes all the fear, doubt, and uncertainty out of your mind. The FDU instead of the FUD. And in general, you know, I think that if most people are having a lack of success shorting Bitcoin in this market, they need to go back to rule number one, which is don't trade against the dominant trend, right? You don't always have to take a position, but for example, when you have a bullish scenario like this, you should be looking on the day. So we've talked about this before. Let's get rid of Ichimoku and let's pull up CCEMA, right? So what is this? All qualifications of bullishness have been confirmed, right? When all qualifications of trending bullishness have been confirmed, what do time transformation sell signals represent? They represent take profits, right? If you are a more savvy trader, you can go down to the lower time frames and try to scalp it back down for reversion to the mean trade, but that is the less likely setup. That is the less likely probability for a trade. Only trade when triggered. That's good. I like that. I think I'm going to write that down. That's going on the sticky notes. Where are my sticky notes? Over here. Only trade when triggered. All right. Also, last night before I went to bed, for anybody who is a premium subscriber, I made a fairly significant update to Quadriga ATR. And I actually need to fix it. Not, go. Made a significant update to Quadriga ATR, and so it is not down in the bottom pane anymore. So that's a pretty big win-win-win. So a lot of people were saying, you know, hey, is there any way that we can get this indicator not in the bottom pane? Took a little bit of finagling, but I figured out how to actually have it as an overlay indicator without actually showing anything. The only slight downside is that it will scrunch your screen a little bit. So all you just need to do is just that thing, just give it a little expansion. So obviously, guys, we've got consensus going on right now. Now, I wanted to look back in time Can I move the stuff on the right-hand side of the screen, please? No. The reason why is because that stuff is there. The way that I have the screen formatted the way that it is so that you guys can see price and see the chart and see price. And then I can highlight and I can still see my levels over here, my data window. Johnny Boy Crypto, shout out to you, man. I like your idea. CryptoKitty says, I might need to take your course. I do well, but too much stress. I like your idea of being able to not sell my BTC, but 1x shorting it. Right. I don't like to sell my spot position. I don't see the point in that. So anyways, so we've got consensus going on. And as we know, kind of one of those buy the rumor, sell the news type things. But I wanted to go back in time and look at what happened last year during consensus. So obviously consensus May 14th to May 16th. So let's go back, way back machine, which is accomplished by clicking and dragging on your chart and moving. And you can look at historical examples of how prices performed previously. So as we can see over here, starting on April 1st, we start to have a rally out of consolidation, right? April 1st, we start to have a rally out of consolidation. April 11th, we get a very strong candle that leads to a very strong bullish trend. Now, this strong bullish trend after the breakout candle lasts about 24 bars, 24 days, right? It lasts about an entire month. From the 11th of April. So again, from the initial breakout candle, it lasts about 24 bars. And then we actually have consensus on the 14th and the 16th. So we were already on the way down by then, okay? If we return, let's actually go and see. That was 2018. Let's see what happened in 2017. All right. So kind of the same thing. Starting in May, not really in April. Really, it's starting in April too, right? So here we have April 1st, right? Good breakout candle. Let's actually zoom back in on that just a little bit. And this is BitMEX. So we could go to the Bitstamp chart if we want a little bit more historical accuracy. But anyways, same kind of thing. On April 31st, actually on this candle, you've got all cylinders firing, I bet. Let's double click and let's check what our indicators are doing. Actually, here. Yep, April 2nd. April 2nd on this candle, you had all cylinders firing, telling you to go, that you're in a confirmed bullish trend per my strategy. And we get that run up. Let's see, where does consensus happen? All right, so 2000, because people asked me to look at this, right? So I just wanted to get a good beat on this. So 2017, we pretty much pumped right through consensus, right? There wasn't really any stopping price. Let's zoom in on this a little bit and see if we did get a significant pullback. Yeah, so just a couple days before consensus, we did actually have a fairly significant pullback. So let's go see what happened in 2016. Just so that I can look at 3 examples of what happened during consensus, because for some reason, people think that it has a significant factor on the market. I don't really think that it does. It's just another one of those news events, just another one of those things. If you want the safest thing, if you want to consider those like news events that you generally don't want to trade into, that's fine. So we can actually see in 2000, oh, sorry, I wanted to look at 2006. My bad, guys. 2014, 2000. All right, so 2016, kind of the same thing. About the beginning of April, we have a breakout from consolidation. We get some pretty nasty bull wicks down there on the 16th, but and then we have a run up until consensus and then a pullback. So one example where we have a run up till consensus, and then 2 examples where we have a run up until consensus and then a pullback where price is already on its way down, and then 1 example where price just continues on its merry old way. Don't need to smoke, you want to smoke. Gate is a bit high. All right, let me adjust it. Is that any better? Hopefully that is a little better right there. All right, so from a technical standpoint, what does that mean? What can we utilize? Can we utilize this information of consensus to trade with? No. Absolutely not. Why? Because you're trying to trade on news. You're trying to trade on fundamentals. You're trying to predict. You're trying to trade based on the idea that you can predict some fundamental event in the market, that you can predict how other market participants will react, right? And again, as I've said so many times, and people ask this question, and when people ask this question, it just goes to show that I don't think that they fully understand the point of what I do or what, professional traders do, and why professional traders do rely on things like technical analysis. And what that is, Anthony Liang, thank you so much for something. I see it coming through, but it's not up on my screen yet, my good friend. People ask like, hey, is there news pumping the price of Bitcoin, or is this just technical trading? Technicals do not propel price. Technicals do not move price. Technicals do not predict price. Technicals tell you when to do something about price, right? That's it. That's it. Anthony Liang 25, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, my good friend. And he says, I think the pump is over and we are starting to fall. Right, it's a measured move on fundamental analysis. I mean, just get out of here. Everybody is going to try. If you are trading the news, you are going to be receiving that information absolutely last. And keep in mind, there's bots and algos and people like me who are probably getting the news faster than you are getting the news and reacting before you are getting the news. Now, I don't trade on news. I trade on technicals. Why? Because I have back tested hundreds of strategies and thousands of ways of trading, right? I have tested thousands of indicators. I have traded many, many, many different ways. I have traded based on pure price action. I have even invented my own method of trading price action. I have traded based purely on technical indicators. I have invented my own system for trading purely based on technical indicators. And that's what I teach individuals, because that is the best thing that I've found. Technical analysis will never tell you what price will do or where price will go. It tells you when to do something about price, not the other way around. All right. So anybody that's out there, again, this is why I'm so harsh and critical on everybody out there doing right line, wrong line, Fibonacci retracement, fib spiral, trend lines up into the goddamn moon. It's nonsense. It's bullshit. And they're trying to sell you garbage. All right. No, they don't know where price is going to go. They don't know. Anybody that typically does stuff like that typically does not end up having the results that they want in the long term. And it's just par for the course, man. It's just par for the course. I make money moves. Bro, I make the moves. 78.28 long on this wick. All right, let's see here. Let's scroll back a little bit. Now that I've done my little rant. Sorry, we need to collapse merge all scales and the one on the left. Okay, let's get back over here into crypto trading toys. Okay, so we're going to see actually how this plays out. I was looking at tensor charts earlier, and I was looking at, let's go to actually BitMEX stats. And we'll just touch on current price here and kind of look at anything you guys want to do, but just give you guys a window into kind of what I'm looking at right here. So going up here, this is the 1 minute chart. So obviously we see a significant amount of short liquidations here, about 21 million short liquidations right here. So just absolutely punishing anybody who tried to short the bottom, right? And this is like another thing that I just don't get why people do what they do sometimes. The price is extremely bullish. So if you are going to short, you short the rally, okay? You short the rally, all right? Just like, very similarly to what I posted this morning right before I came on. What year did I start beefing with Eminem? Very similar to what I was talking about yesterday. Actually 2 days ago when I was talking about taking a short at the top of the rally. I was there. I was live the entire stream as I was underwater. I was not sweating. I knew we were close to the top. I took that trade because I had already been long for the majority of the movement. Took the trade down, hit my take profits, ended up getting about 30% of my position, stopped out to my short side this morning at my hard stop. That's fine. Took a little bit of my profit away from the movement, but did not in whatsoever way make the movement unprofitable. So things pretty good. And of course, as always, sitting in spot Bitcoin, right? Sitting in spot Bitcoin. So no matter what price does, it's absolutely fantastic. And if you're uncomfortable and if you're not getting the results that you want, trying to trade against the trend, because the trend is strong in this one, right? And you have to identify when that trend is strong. And if you've been looking at price and you're like, I don't know if we're in a strong bullish trend, I don't know what to tell you, man. We've been in a strong bullish trend since April 1st. And this is exactly what I've said. So anyways, but you want to attempt to short areas where you're going to get a confluence of factors, right? Lots of short liquidations, Areas where you're going above recent range highs. Like Ethereum is a good example of this. Like let's go look at Ethereum, right? Ethereum was a pretty good setup to take the short, as you can see right here. Why? Because you are coming right up upon, let's actually plot array. You're coming right up upon your range high. What's going to be above your range high? A lot of liquidity, right? A lot of liquidity is going to be above your range high. So whenever you have a massive volume spike going right above a range high, and you get a lot of liquidation. So for example, let's go back to Tensor charts. Let's go back to Tensor charts here, and let's go look at ETH USD, and let's see what happened on that pump. I mean, look at all those liquidations. Look at all those short liquidations, right? Just a massive spike in short liquidations. And you can kind of, let's actually look at the hourly, and you can see how those liquidations actually line up. Honestly, not a whole lot in comparison to everything else. We can actually see a massive amount of short liquidations over here, and then price actually did another move up before a significant pullback. But anyways, I digress. Look at the volume divergence as well on this movement to the upside and this upthrust to the upside. Weaker volume on this upthrust to the upside. So you've got a confluence of factors. We have a lot of liquidations coming in. You're going directly above your range high on lower volume. So this is all levels of price action analysis where you can actually start to noodle out, dang, this is probably a good area to be going short from, as opposed to trying to short against a steamroller, which just continues to go up and up and up. Now, again, if you are newer to trading, this is not something that you want to look at. You don't want to look at stuff like this. Why? Because it's too much information. It's too much noise. You're going to be asking yourself the right line, wrong line debate. You're going to be saying, are these the good conditions to be taking a short under? Are these not the good conditions to be taking a short under? And I'm trying to do a reversal strategy against the dominant trend, and you just want to excise that stuff from your strategy. If you're new to trading, you don't have to take the setups. You don't want to be catching the top. You don't want to be catching the bottom. You want to be focused on a simple, higher time frame, rules-based, if this then that strategy that allows you to capture the majority of the movement. Johnny Valentine, good to see you, brother. Copenhagen says, I got 1 Bitcoin. I'm going to hodl for the next 2 to 3 years. I want a minimum of 1.5 Bitcoin. Do I think we're going back under 6,000 again? Yes. What broker do I use to short BTC? ByBit. Link is in the description down below. I highly recommend them. I want to FOMO so bad. Don't. Just don't. Thank you, DIY guy. I appreciate that. So the reason why I'm so critical of individuals who start in trading, if you're new to trading or if you're losing in trading, and if you don't know, here's this is exactly what I tell people in my course. If you don't have the absolute confidence that you are a consistently profitable winning trader, you need to excise everything that you think that you know about trading and go all the way back to a simple rules-based if this and that strategy, because even for professional traders, that is going to form the crux, the core, the fundamental way that you trade and execute the majority of your capital, right? And then after you have that knowledge, after you have the money management, the risk management, and the discipline, you can start fooling around with lower time frames, all right? Most individuals who come into the failure rate for people who come in and try to day trade right off the bat is insanely high, 90 to 99%. After a year, you're not day trading, right? That's how high the failure rate is, right? And you guys want to jump into that. You don't jump in that way. That's what I did when I began trading, and that's why I blew out 2 accounts when I began trading so long ago. It wasn't until I stepped back and adopted a higher time frame, rules-based, if this, then that strategy that I actually started getting the consistent results that I want, and where I actually built the psychological core of my trading, which is I know that I make money when I trade. I am a consistently profitable trader. When I touch the market, when I touch my trading terminal, good things happen, right? And if you don't know that, you need to take a step back. Shorting the hair out today. Johnny Valentine says, seen some videos earlier about ZERP and dude, you can't leave a comment about this token because people are so irritated and they jump on your head immediately. I've left them dreaming at those 3 digits. All right. So anyways, I digress. Let's get back over here to the price of Bitcoin, and we'll talk about what we got going on. Okay, so talking about order blocks, our next significant order block is overhead. Let me actually give this a little bit of a refresh because it seems that right line, wrong line. Let's refresh the chart. We'll go take a look at the price. Where can I get margin for Bitcoin? ByBit. Chris Griffin. DIY guy, when I first began trading, my first account was a small capital account. It's about $5,000. My second account, I took a larger stab, and that one was much more of a hit. That was about 5 to 6 times larger than $5,000. And when that happened, because that had been my savings for about a year, I took a significant step back and realized that I don't know what I think I know. And then I developed my if this then that strategy. I found a mentor. I learned. I put in the time, the effort, the patience, the grind to backtest and backtest and backtest and backtest and backtest my strategy, test thousands of indicators, really tested thousands of indicators over the course of a year, check different settings. And then I found what works for me. It's a rules-based, technical indicator-based, higher time frame strategy that takes all the guesswork out. I either look at the chart, my system tells me to go, or it doesn't. There's no guesswork. There's no fungibility. There's no arguing, all right? As opposed to price action, which is Ishbin Batman. Haven't I said for 1 to 2 days it's time to take profit? Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. I mean, the market's up. The market's up 15 to 30%, right? Take some profit, move your stop loss to break even, and enjoy this rally. Because price does not go up forever without a significant correction, period. Moon and then to the sun and burn up. Thank you, DIY guy. Oh, and Jay, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, let's get Bitcoin up here. Starting on the daily time frame, we gave this thing a nice refresh. Now let's see if it's actually gonna. Okay, cool. So our next significant resistance order block is actually overhead. It begins at 92.20. The true order block is from 96.89 to 98.23. All right. So that's the next area where I expect us to have some significant resistance from Bitcoin. Now, again, we can consider this order block if we want. And this is where price action does get a little subjective. So I know, for example, that this is a strong uptrend where we actually do break the daily baseline and we have higher highs and higher lows. We do have a shift in market structure in this point in time. And we're also firing on all cylinders as per the strategy, right? So this is an area where we obviously have an uptrend, and then we have a shift in market structure here. The uptrend ends, and we enter into an area where we have lower highs and lower lows. This is another example where the movement was much weaker. However, I mean, if we are being honest and congruent with ourselves, we can go ahead and map it out. We'll go ahead and map it out for the sake of having that on there. And the reason why I said I didn't want to put this on the chart earlier is because I don't want 1,000 lines on my chart. I want to identify what are the important lines, and I want to react from those important lines. However, that's where we're at right now. We're in an order block, all right? This is an area where we have a shift in market structure. We were previously printing higher highs and higher lows. We broke above the daily baseline. Wadatar confirmed. Time transformation confirmed as well. Let's actually bring TT back. All right, so this is an area where we would have been going long right here. All right, we'd have been going long right here. We get the daily sell signal right there. We are out. And we would have taken the short position on this candle right here and out on the green exit signal right here. At the very least, scaling out profit on the way down though. Gino Martinez, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. Hey, I can't do a stop loss on Binance. You sure can. What's the probability for you that the bear market is over? And isn't this movement way too fast? Like they want us to believe this shouldn't be this easy and fast. So I have talked about what is a bull market for me before. Let's go and talk about it. So here we are on the weekly chart. And let's make sure that this is right. Use current time frame. All right, so let's go back to the last bear market. Let's go back to the last bear market. What confirmed the last bear market? Or what confirmed the last bull market? And what confirmed the last bear market? The daily baseline crossing under the secondary daily baseline, and the daily baseline crossing above the secondary baseline. And then you have a pullback and you continue on in the direction, typically holding the weekly baseline. It's the same in Forex, it's the same in stocks, and it's definitely the same in crypto, right? So let's go look at where we're at. We're about to have that weekly cross of the daily baseline and the secondary weekly baseline, all right? Followed by a pullback that, in my opinion, would hold the weekly baseline. I said daily baseline, but the weekly baseline. and then we push off from there. So just as I said previously, what confirms a bull market for me is when you actually have the end of the rally, the pullback, which there will be a correction, and then you continue on in the direction of the underlying trend. That confirms the breakout. After the sellers have taken control, after you've had that initial wash of profit taking, which you will see on a weekly time frame, you can just go back and look even in Bitcoin's most parabolic, most absolute rising area. I mean, you see months to almost 4 weeks to 3 weeks to 2 weeks of profit taking, swaths of profit taking. All right, you haven't seen that whatsoever on the weekly time frame. It's just been here, an explosion up. And for everybody that wants to compare this movement to what we saw right here, which is we've never seen anything really like that on any asset class, right? Just absolutely beautiful. Even this, which was one of the most parabolic rises of any asset class in history, had its pullbacks, right? So the idea that you're going to have an asset that just goes from here to here, right, without having a significant pullback is ridiculous, right? And I will continue to caution people to not buy the tops of candles, right? Now, if you are a trader and you're comfortable with a breakout strategy that you're utilizing, for example, that's a little different. What are you looking for a breakout? We talked about this breakout last night in the group. Let's pull up in the Bitstamp chart. We'll go to the 15-minute chart. Roll up here a little bit. And we talked about this last night in the live voice chat, right? For the end of week trade reviews. We talked about this level right here. We talked about the TK cross on the 15-minute Ishimoku. And we talked about the breakout with volume above this level, right? Not only do you get the breakout with volume above this level, you get the BPC, break, pullback, continuation, right? You don't buy the tops of movements, you buy pullbacks. Buy pullbacks to a level of support and a bullish trend, and you look kind of for any and all reasons to take a trade, right? So regardless of what chart you're looking at, like for example, here on the 15-minute chart, you're getting buy signals. You're getting buy signals on time transformation as well as support on the Kumo cloud here, for example, and you are biased to take those. Why? Because you're in a very strong bullish trend, right? Whether you're on the 3-hour or whether you're on the hourly, you're basically looking for any and all reasons to take long positions when the overall trend is bullish. Here on the 3-hour chart, you can see after that pullback, we pull back to the 3-hour Tenkan, right? Let's go to CC Ichimoku. Current time frame. Sorry, CC EMA. All right, look, CC EMA. You pull back to the 3-hour baseline. You're biased to take that trade. You're biased to take that retest of support trade because you're in an overall bullish trend and you have indications to take profit on the way up. And actually right here, you get a 3-hour traditional trend following signal, right? All the stars align, TT goes above 0. Wadatar confirms you're above the daily baseline. It's got you in right here, right? All stuff that anybody who's in our group trading with us knows, watches for. Let's see here. Let me scroll up here in the chat just a little bit. Ich bin auch Batman. Herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Geburtstag zum euch. Ich werde auf die Tannen gehen. Bakkt der Abend wirft auf Tuch aufs Land. Und auf der Wege hinten Waldesrand. Let's see here. Do I see a $4,000 to $5,000 Bitcoin soon? I don't do price predictions. That stuff is for the wishers and fishers. I just trade the technicals, man. TA does not tell me what price we'll do, where it will go. Neither will my crystal ball. All right. Just discovered the crystal ball on my Google Home Mini the other day, so that thing's pretty fun. Now my kids won't leave the dang thing alone. Cornish Trader says, Justin, you and Crown are the best TI on YouTube. Thank you very much. I highly appreciate that, my good friend. This is going to make 20K a blip on the chart when the real FOMO starts. I think we are forgetting 7,000 Bitcoin was just stolen. When 45% of institutional managers surveyed last week, they went in and are not in yet. Saddle up. Henry Weinecker, how do you get your mindset right when you make a profitable trade but exited too early? I got in at Bitcoin at 3,300 and exited at 5,800. I'm happy I made profit, but it's hard to see it rise so much more. Again, having that strategy in place, right? Having that strategy in place. So in that particular example, so first off, being, gratefulness, having that mindset of gratitude and gratefulness and humility is very helpful. So I think you're absolutely right on doing that, right? That's a very good comment that you made. Being happy that you made the profit, being very what's the word I'm looking for? Being grateful, obviously, to the market for providing that for you, being confident in your own ability to pull that out. But I think that last part is what sounds like it's lacking, because it sounds like, I took the trade, I exited too early, I want to get back in, but it doesn't seem like you have something that tells you to get back in, right? So the odds are high there that you got lucky on your entry and that your entry potentially was not based off technicals or a strategy that you've defined over time. So what I would recommend that you do is go back and define that system, define that strategy that allows you to operate in a trending market, in a trending condition, right? And the big problem that I have, and this is why I do this channel, and this is why I continue to say everything that I say, is because it seems like every single person out there is obsessed with reversal trading, right? They want to catch the bottom. They want to short the top. They want to range scalp and day trade and all this stuff. Like, what the fuck? Like, have you guys not heard of like Turtle? Have you guys not heard of a moving average crossover? Have you guys not heard of the most basic trend following strategy that allows you to capture all of this, or allows you to scale out profit and allows you to trade reversals within the trend? So looks to give you reentry signals. I'm not trying to pick on you whatsoever, Henry. That wasn't an aim at you. That was really a shot at everybody else that says that they can proficiently trade the markets. But my point is that taking a step back and focusing on that higher time frame trend following strategy is absolutely what your first step should be. CryptoKitty says, I don't know if you do the emojis so much, CryptoKitty, but you're like, what, exclamation point, and then freaked out face, thumbs up. Andrew says, is the baseline your 55 EMA? No, it's the 13 EMA. Brandy Anderson, hey, what's going on? Sorry I missed it. When's our next big resistance point? So the significant resistance point, if we're looking at the order blocks, are going to be, let's actually pull back open here. So we're actually trading within one right now. That stretches from, let's see here. I should have overlapping labels. But 7261, all right, is it 7261? It's a big one. Yeah, 77.21 to 84.27. It's a big one. That's an order block. This is an area where we had a shift in market structure. The next one above that's quite smaller, 96.89 to 98.23. Now we've got our other breaker down here that was formed, 72.62 to 73.75. That was our previous area of support turn resistance. So looking for that area to hold. That was our previous block right here. Now, the most important level that needs to hold, guys, is 58.50, right? This was the breakout zone. This was the biggest daily breaker that we talked about, right? Also, potential to get a bullish reactionary off 64.51 because that's the top of the weekly breaker as well. So, and where is our daily baseline right now? Daily baseline is right underneath that 64.51. That needs to hold. That needs to hold. Where is our secondary baseline? Our secondary baseline's all the way down at 5,300. Now, most likely it will catch up to the 58.50 area by the time price gets back down to it. So again, the important weekly levels that need to hold on a pullback, which will happen, right? Which most likely will happen, are going to be the 64.51 to the 58.50 level. I'd like to see those two levels hold when we have the pullback. And if that happens, and if we've gotten that weekly cross, then I will be saying we are in a confirmed bull market, all right? Bitcoin features in custody, Bakkt's differentiated approach. So this was a Medium article posted on May 13th under Bakkt's Medium. So she's saying, in our recent blog post, Bakkt COO Adam White laid out our custody roadmap and how secure digital asset storage is central to our strategy. Blah, 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 blah. We're pleased to update you on the launch of Bitcoin futures developed by Bakkt in collaboration with ICE Futures US and ICE Clear US. We've worked closely with the CFTC to develop contracts that both meet our customers' needs for trading, transparency, and market certainty, and are also compliant with federal regulations. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. She lists, right. In conjunction with our exchange and clearing partners at ICE, we'll be working with our customers over the next several weeks to prepare for user acceptance testing for futures in custody, which we expect to start in July. Two futures contracts will be listed, a daily settlement Bitcoin future, which will enable customers to transact in a same-day market, and a monthly Bitcoin futures contract, which will enable trading in the front month and across the forward pricing curve. So exactly what CME is doing, but it's physically delivered. Craig Brown, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. My good friend. Price formation in these benchmark contracts will be supported by proven tools to detect abusive or disruptive trading practices, including wash trades. This just basically means they're going to be using professional grade order book monitoring systems, which again Coinbase has, which Binance supposedly has, which Bitfinex supposedly has, blah 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 blah. But typically, when you're talking about your larger exchanges, this is going to filter out abusive. This is going to filter out abusive volume manipulation on behalf of the exchange. What it doesn't filter out and what it does allow to really take control of the markets is your HTF bots. Vitam, yeah, it's like people haven't read Way of the Turtle, bro. The futures contracts will be margined by ICE Clear US, which is the Intercontinental Exchange Clearinghouse, including the collection of initial margin collateral and variation margin to manage risks. So this is going to be like a traditional margin exchange. It's not going to be a limited risk exchange, most likely, like BitMEX. You are going to be able to get margin calls on this exchange more than likely. But the margin, exchanges aren't typically allowed to. When exchanges provide margin, you have to understand that that margin is being funded to them by an investment bank, all right? Bakkt will contribute $35 million into the clearinghouse risk waterfall, all right? So that Bakkt is actually contributing $35 million into the pool of covering liquidations itself. This puts our own skin in the game and aligns our interests for market integrity and safety with market participants. For physical delivery and secure storage of Bitcoin, an integrated custody service will be fulfilled by Bakkt's qualified custodian, which is that DACC, subject to regulatory approval. Safekeeping will be supported by insurance, cybersecurity, and comprehensive compliance, including an AML and blockchain analytics. So this is pretty hardcore, man. We don't really have this stuff coming out of any other exchange. This is the real deal of Evander Holyfield. And as they shared last week, they're working with the NYSDFC, or excuse me, the NYDFS, which is the New York Department of Financial Services. Again, as you guys know, it's very difficult to get licensed to do anything cryptocurrency related in New York. This is why Bitfinex and Tether are having a lot of problems. Shh, don't tell. Which would be good. So if these guys get actually registered to trade and operate in New York, if you can get if you're an exchange and you get licensed and operated to operate in New York, I mean it's. There's nothing doing, man. There's nothing doing. John Lemmy says, if you just stole 7,000 Bitcoin, would you dump it low or crank the price? Well, if I stole 7,000 Bitcoin, I would say that the price, yeah, I'd want to crank the price, but you crank the price and then you sell it at some point. You know what I mean? But again, you can't trade based off that stuff, man. That stuff is absolute speculation. You're trying to predict what these people will do, what their motivations were. You're trying to assume what their intentions were, what they will do, what exchange they will trade on, how they will affect the market. And at the end of the day, like, this is why I'm just saying, like, fundamentals, you can't trade them. News, you can't trade them. You just can't trade that stuff, right? You can, and most people will be able to catch a few winning trades every once in a while, right? Whereas if you have an if this then that strategy, you just look and tell you what the technicals do, and you don't have to worry about what other people are trying to do. Trying to trade news and fundamentals is predicated on trying to accurately predict what future market participants will do and what the market conditions are at any given point in time, which is impossible, right? It's just impossible. So I don't want to have to sit here and worry about what these hackers may or may not do. I don't want to have to sit here and worry about what people in the future may or may not do. I don't want to have to sit here and worry about, is this going to negatively affect the price of Bitcoin? Is this positively going to affect the price of Bitcoin? I'll leave that over to K-Dubs, right? For me, just look at my strategy. If it tells me to go long, I go long. If it tells me to go short, I go short. And over time, I make money. And I make enough money to cover my cost of living, to provide a lifestyle for myself and my family that we could only have dreamed of 10 years ago. And I get to work from home and spend as much time with my family as I want. And I get to work with the best group of guys around. And more than that, on a daily basis, I get to help people who come to me and tell me, hey, I am losing money. Can you help me? And I say, I don't know. We'll find out. Try this. And then they tell me that they're making money. You don't get a lot of opportunities to work in cryptocurrency, to trade, and to make the world a better place by helping other people out. And that's why I started doing what I do. Okay, so, and this is today's Gazette. Bakkt launches Bitcoin Futures Smart Contract, federally regulated futures exchange listing to follow. Bakkt developed the futures in collaboration with ICE Futures US and ICE Clearing US. It's been working with the CFTC to ensure that a regulatory compliant and customer fulfilling smart contract it seems like that's a incomplete sentence. To ensure that a regulatory compliant and customer fulfilling smart contract, period. No, there's more. There's got to be more to that, right? That's an incomplete statement. All right. Jurgen says the price of pickaxes during the Klondike Gold Rush went up several thousand percentages, if I remember correctly. So, do I ever put the 1,000 lines on the chart and then selectively toggle the visibility button in the object tree? Yeah. Like that? Yes. Sometimes don't buy pickaxes, peeps. Right. Yeah. Yeah. The TAM. Yeah. Seen so many so-called strongest resistances get demolished. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's all well and good to draw support and resistance on your chart, but if you don't get a reaction from there, then it shouldn't form the basis of your trading. Bitcoin is trader's killer for some. Yeah. For a lot of people. Yeah, you're absolutely right. What's the orange line on my chart? That's my baseline. David Meislinger, Rammstein. Yes. That wasn't French. It was Deutsch. When alt season, when moon. The bear market isn't over until we break 20K. Could be. Are we going to break 20K? Probably at some point. What's your favorite time frame in the current environment? The daily. The daily. The daily, the 12-hour, and the 8-hour is where you want to do the majority of your trading. You go down to the 3-hour if you want to take intraday trades. And you can go down to the 15-minute chart if you really know what you're doing. Crypto Beginner says, can you explain the turtle? First time hearing it. Please don't bash me. It is a trend following strategy that has relied on price breaking above previous highs, and that's where you initiate a long position. It's not it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that is pretty much your primary entry. Your entry is predicated on price proving that it's bullish by breaking above previous highs. It's the last 20-day high, I believe, or the last 40-day high. And you only take those trades. You only take those trades. I mean, the biggest strength of the turtle strategy is exactly, and what I took from Turtle, from reading The Way of the Turtle, is exactly what I do in my own strategy, which is if you have a strategy, those are the trades you take, and you don't go flirt. You don't cheat. You don't cheat. You don't buy tops. You buy BPCs. Damn right, Dr. Faz. Sell house, FOMO's into Bitcoin. What do I think will happen when Binance opens trading again? That is, see, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't have to worry about it. But, listen, people hate it when I'm me, right? Hold on, I got to restart my secondary computer. Whoa, almost died. Okay, so yeah, my main, not my main. I'm on my main computer, but my secondary computer is like, I don't know. It's like having a spasm this morning, so I might need to make some fixes to it. Okay, cool. It stopped making funny noises. I just let it sit for a little bit. Let's actually get, sorry, got to get back on here and do something. Oh, uh-oh. What are you doing? Making this sound. Like it. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Just shut you down. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Yeah, that's crazy. Way of the Turtle, bro. Who are you, Master Shredder? um, so Binance is going to enable trading supposedly this evening, maybe later on today. They said that they were going to do it tomorrow. Let's actually go up and pull open their Bitcoin. Binance will support the Eternity mainnet token swap. Binance has distributed its May BitTorrent token. We had a BTT pump. Let's see. Here we go. Aiming for Tuesday. Not sure if it is Asian or Pacific time yet. Working on it. Here's the security incident update right here. Dear Binanceans, I would like to share our third update on the security incident. For previous updates, please see this past update and our AMA. Our team is making progress, has been working through the weekend. In the past few days, we have made some significant overhauls to our system with a large number of advanced security features added and or completely re-architectured. We will share details on some of the changes later. We aim to fully resume deposits and withdrawals on Tuesday. The time will be communicated at a later stage, depending on how the testing goes. This upgrade will require a trading halt. We will update you again tomorrow. I can keep this update short and share a longer update after we fully resume all operations. So what that means is that depending on what time frame they decide to do it, it actually could be this evening, okay? It actually could be this evening. Yeah, but here's the thing. They're not trading the USD pair. Now, we do know for the longest time we were looking at the BTC USDT pair because that did move the markets first, right? Because of the liquidity, because of the volume. And again, keep in mind that Bitwise report where 95% of all traded volume is fake, which would make Binance the largest exchange by trading volume. So when they reopen and withdraw too much cheap Asian adult cartoons. So when they reopen trading, yes, we could see a potentially significant movement in the market. But similarly, we could see massive FOMO in, right? So we could see a massive move to the upside. We could see a massive move to the downside. And again, that's why trading or trying to speculate on some fundamental stuff like that doesn't matter. All right, so it is break time, guys. So I'm going to take a quick 1 to 2 minute break. I'm just going to go grab something to drink. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. If you guys have requests, now is the time. Throw them in the chat. We'll take a look at your coin requests. If there's anything you guys would like me to cover, whether it be a coin, a strategy, psychology, emotional discipline, dating advice, relationship advice. So we cover it all here on Cracking Cryptocurrency, guys. Craig Brown, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. If I missed you, my good friend. All right. Of course, middle of show reminder, guys, if you are enjoying the content, if you like what you see, make sure to hit that like button. We highly appreciate the thumbs up. And of course, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. You're going to have to hit the notification bell because we are live every single day. And if you don't hit the bell, you're not going to find out because YouTube just wants to kick us way down below Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan. So trying to move our way right on up there, baby. All right, guys, I'll be right back. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, throw them in there, and I will take a look at whatever you like me to look at when I get back. All right, guys, and it's the second hour, so you know what that means. Yeah. You guys are seeing some of the Batcave. Whoa. There we go. Yay. All right, let's scroll up here a little bit. Mr. Jake the Snake, 100,001. Thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. And the start, thank you so much as well, my good friend. All right, let's scroll up here and let's see. Turtle is the opposite of buy low, sell high. Right. As all general good strategies are. Buy low, sell high is not a good strategy. Typically. For most traders. Most traders lose. What have you always heard in trading? buy low, sell high. What is the failure rate for traders? 90 to 99%. Seems like there's something wrong there. Buy at a good price, sell at a good price. Buy when price is bullish, sell when price is bearish. Too much cheap Asian adult cartoons equal noisy PC. I see what you're saying. What instrument do I feel is the benchmark for Bitcoin? The Bitstamp chart. Turtle-powered Bitcoin miners. Can I name my favorite books for a beginner? The Way of the Turtle, etc. What books helped me early on to shape my mindset? So the book that really got me excited about technical analysis is Tom DeMark's The New Science of Technical Analysis. I've said that a lot of times. I don't utilize a lot of those strategies, but I know that a lot of that has in the future or over time been incorporated into what I do, probably in ways that I don't even understand. So that book was very formative for me. Mainly books about discipline and psychology I find are really helpful. Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life is a fantastic book. Jocko Willink's Discipline Equals Freedom is probably the best book that I've read in a long time. That absolutely has formed my discipline as far as how I am as a human being, how I get up in the morning, how I get up early, how I work hard, how I just how I conduct myself as a human being. Discipline Equals Freedom. There are some really good books lately that I think are really good for trading. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas is a fantastic book. That I've read recently. Another really good book as well is going to be just a sec, let me pull it up. Tom Bezos, Trade Your Way to Financial Freedom. That's a really good book too. Really good book. I request you stay. All right, so we've got requests. Obviously, we had Monero. We'll take a look at. Trexico. XLM. Is it true when you get a Monero coin, they give you a free Tide Pod? I've heard that is true. Binba. I'm about to FOMO my entire FAFSA check. Litecoin Cardano. I think I can take one or two more. We want to check out the Batman and, of course, Aetherium. And Zill. Yeah, we'll take a look at Zill. I'm sure Zill will be easy. Antrom. It's not necessary to donate if you don't feel the need to. They're always appreciated, but I can see your chat, my good friend. Dr. Faz saying, we are waiting for a significant pullback from wherever, and whenever the price tops, wait for it and buy in a percentage of your portfolio once you see that price is moving convincingly upwards from. Correct. Yeah, Way of the Turtle is good too. And Batam saying, yeah, for whoever asked, Google original turtle trading rules. First PDF that pulls up with Raynor is legit. That's correct. Nick's in a relationship with Bitcoin. She beats the shit out of me every night, but we in love. My wife is FOMOing on the recent value increase in my crypto portfolio. Any suggestions on how I can prevent a Bette Midler, Alyssa Milano style strike? Oh, man. Just tell her you love her, man. Steam is the most undervalued altcoin. Big time buying it right now. Good luck to you, Jeff. Can I please tell you the name of the song? If it is the waiting song or the main theme of cracking cryptocurrency, that is West Coast by Ryan Little. The credit's given down in the description. The song prior to this was Minutes by Divine. Get a lot of requests for that. Seven Habits of Highly Effective Video. That's a good one. Yeah, Minutes by Divine. Yep. All right, cool, man. All right, here we are, back at the scene. Looking at the hourly, we do get the hourly sell at the top of a movement. Let's see what kind of a pullback we get on this bad boy. As always, looking for a swing failure pattern. We're on the 15-minute. We're on the 15-minute 13. Let's see if we get a lower high and then take out this low at 78.21. Get a pullback down here around the 74.55 level potentially. Or we take a BPC. Those of you who are wanting to day trade, or we take a BPC on a confirmed hourly close above that 7,900 region. Tap that 8,000. I want to see a good hourly close on good volume. Haven't gotten the 3-hour sell yet. Let's go to the 8-hour. Sideways. All right. Let's look at Aetherium. Kind of same thing for Aetherium. We tapped these local highs. Was an immediate short sell. Not a bad trade. Where's the level? Where's the level of pullback for Aetherium? 180.74 to 174.91. Looking for a rounded retest of the breakout zone. That's also where our daily baseline is coming in at. Where's our secondary baseline coming in at? Right at the range EQ, down around 161.05, 157.65. Levels to watch out for on the pullback. Going down to the 12-hour. Going down to the 12-hour, we do have our first purple dot of death on the 12-hour. Let us actually make a slight adjustment here on the EMAs. Use current time frame, sorry. All right, what's the level that needs to hold for our 12-hour baseline? Remember, our daily's bullish, so we're looking for any and all opportunities on lower time frames to take long positions. That pullback to the vicinity right here of the 13 EMA on the 12-hour was a good entry signal right there. Everything's still firing on all cylinders, and actually you got a continuation cross on this candle. We've talked about continuation crosses a lot, right? What is our preferred indicator of choice? Actually, sorry, no, that wasn't a confirmed. That wasn't a continuation cross. It looks like it right here. Looks like it does cross under right here. But if we actually zoom it out, we can see that it doesn't really cross under. All right, interesting. I take that back, sorry. Going down to the 8-hour, what do we got? We got an initial rejection candle at the top of an uptrend. Tap those range highs. Good place for a liquidity grab. Again, we did have a lot of short liquidations coming in. You can see that the 8-hour gave us a good entry as well. That pullback to support and kick off a bullish initiation, targeting the range highs. Now we're just kind of waiting. We need to go down to the lower time frames to look for a good BPC. 3-hour holding quite nicely, pushing up and pumping right now. Let's go down to the 15-minute for a breakout entry. What do we need to see? Take time transformation off. We can see what our last up candle was before this slight shift right here. Got this level right here on the intraday. 204.50 to the 205 level, looking for a good solid breakout above that level. Looking for an initial target of 209.90. Tapping that range high again, seeing if we can pump higher. Right now, nothing to be done. The better trade from a price action analysis was that short. Was that short right above that range high. Let's see what price does on the retest of 205. Above that level, if you were in a short position, you should be out. And you should be looking for that 15 to hourly strong candle close on volume above that level to be looking for another breakout trade. So let's do that summary again. First important level to hold, 180.74 to 174.90. If you're trading on BitMEX, that's going to be 180.75, 174.90. Secondary level that needs to hold for continued bullishness, going to be 160.105, 157.65. Down here, just the EQ of the range. We start to get pretty hairy getting down below here. But really, you want to be looking for the short trade as long as everything is confirming once you break down below that daily baseline. So losing that 174.90 level would be your initiation for a trend following short, assuming that everything is firing and giving you the signal to go. Going down to the 12-hour, same level, looking for a pullback back down to this range. 8-hour as well, we'll see if the baselines hold. 3-hour for your intraday trade. Nothing a whole lot to do here. You had good initiation right here on this candle right here. As I said, you would have got the signal to go. Let's see, this one wouldn't have given it to you. You would have had 2 out of 3 on this one, right? Because the daily's already bullish, so you're looking for 2 out of 3. You're looking for anything to confirm going long. On this candle, your volume indicator does kick in, tells you the trade is good to the upside. You would have captured that. And on the 15-minute, we talked about the breakout level that needs to hold. We just had the pullback to the 15-minute time frame. Let's look at Ichimoku as well, see if we're getting any signals. Yeah, pull back to the Tenkan, pull back to the Kijun. Where's our 15-minute cloud coming in at? 193.24. Feature cloud is bullish. What is the Chico Spawn doing? Chico Spawn is above price, quite bullish. Things look nice. Looking for a good initiation breakout trade above 205. You had that 15-minute TK cross right here, which is actually what we were talking about last night in the group. Saw that TK cross, price got rejected from the cloud, and we said we were looking for that break above the cloud as well, which occurred right here at 194. Movement to the upside. BPC is a break pullback continuation. So that is where you break a level of resistance, immediately pull back and test it. Candle closes above it, holds as support, and then you continue moving higher. As opposed to a rounded retest, which is where you break a level of resistance and then price slowly over time returns to test your level of support. And then you get a kickoff from there. What are some good free momentum indicators worth checking out? Fisher Transform, I highly recommend. Go check out Litecoin, starting on the daily. What's Litecoin looking like on the daily? Not good. Litecoin does not look good on the daily. There is no trend indication right here. You are below your baselines. You've had a baseline cross under. Wada Atar is confirming bearish momentum. Time transformation is nowhere near signaling along. In fact, this signal right here was your continuation cross or your topping below the zero line. Strong short signal that was given on the 2nd and the 3rd of May. Would have been right here. Rejection from your daily baseline as well. And although we had that whack-a-noodle pump, which we actually went long on, we went long on that whack-a-noodle pump. Just continued rejection and resistance from the daily baseline. Coming up, as I talked about, you do have these equal lows right here coming in around not 11289. So if you were looking for a liquidity grab setup trade, having a bid right there wouldn't be too bad. Looking for low expectations on your trade to the upside, potentially maybe 3 to 7% on your trade to the upside. We can go down to the lower time frames and look and see if that's going to be valid. Nothing that I really want to take. What's our next level of significant support? Not 9460, not 8849, guys. Sorry. Litecoin looks like shit. Litecoin will not look like shit when it looks bullish. Does not look bullish. This is not bullish. Why do you want to buy something low? Why do you want to buy the bottom? You bought the bottom here. Maybe you had a trade. Did it work out the way you wanted it to? Did you realize profit? Maybe, probably not. Tried to buy the bottom here. Maybe you realized some profit. Did you realize it? Probably not. You're trying to buy the bottom here. I mean, come on, man. Compared to buying when price is bullish, right? When price is bullish and breaking out and holding your daily baseline, you see the difference when price is holding your daily baseline as support. When the daily baseline is tilted up, telling you that price is going up. On average, it's going up. Your secondary baseline is moving up, telling you that in the midterm, price is going up as well. You don't buy this, man. You short this. You look for any and all opportunities to enter shorts on Litecoin. Do not trade against the dominant trend. All right, so as we go down the lower time frames, kind of looking for any and all opportunities to short Litecoin. Yet another good one right here. Here's the 8-hour topping below the zero line right here. I was given at 11 o'clock. Actually, the signal was given on the 12th of May at 1900. right here, right here. You have that candle that comes up, rejects from your daily baseline, get all your indicators firing. If not, on this one, your volume oscillator kicks in as well, but because you're already below your daily baseline, you're looking for 2 out of 3. And again, that continuation cross is a strong signal to the downside. The only setup that I see is that lower time frame liquidity grab below those equal lows, right? Let's go to the daily just to plot that level out. As you can see, we got these 2 equal lows right here. 15-minute chart moving up just a little bit. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Daily looks like crap. We don't go long. LTCM 19, same thing. Not 01263, where I'm looking at for our next short. If the price does retrace back up here to the daily baseline, if we then get the nice close above the daily baseline, then yes, we would potentially look to go long. And you can see that same liquidity level, not 113 up. Looks like shade. Going over to Ripple Bitcoin. Let's actually, I want to look at this on this chart. ZERP Bitcoin right here, and we talked about this for quite a while, man. I was talking about this for a long time. Ripple Bitcoin. All right. Now, you guys will recall, if you guys have been watching the stream for quite a while, when price was up here, I said I'm not bullish on Ripple, right? And people chided me, and they said, "Well, when it's, you know, when it's 12,500 sats, will you be bullish then?" I said, "Yeah, maybe. We'll talk about it then." And then just about a couple weeks ago, I did this analysis where I charted out what was the length of the last bear cycle, what was the length of the last bear cycle, and where's the order block. And pretty much from here, I've had this line, and I said, by this red line, we'll most likely be down here. And guess where we're at? We're right there. We're right there. Now, if you want to try putting in some William Cass says, I get this message on ByBit. We noticed your IP address is from one of the restricted countries. Unfortunately, ByBit cannot create accounts. So I can't recommend exactly what you do, but I will say that there is a link down in the description for WinScribe VPN, which I highly recommend. The best VPN out there in the business. You can sign up anonymously. You can pay them in cryptocurrency. They've got a fantastic Discord. They've got a fantastic supportive team, always rolling out new features. So if you were looking for a bottom fill on XRP, you're there. You are in the bullish order block. Double bottom. Are you trading against the dominant trend? Yes, you are. Are there times when it's okay? Not if you're not good at it. ZERP oozed. ZERP oozed is starting to look okay. You've had a lot of accumulation right here, a lot of accumulation. You've had thrusts down to the bottom. You've had these stop loss hunts. You can see you took out these lows. Daily baselines are coiling up. Your volume oscillator is keeping you out of the majority of these bad moves down here. And this looks like it might be able. The ZERP USD looks like it's potentially about to go on a little bit of a mission, right? You can see we completed this long-term triangle that we were forming for a very long time. We took out the lows. We grabbed liquidity below these lows. You can see right here. Grab that liquidity. Price moved up, consolidating. We don't have confirmed bullishness yet. On the close of this daily candle, we might have a long signal. Okay? On the close of this daily candle, we might have a long signal on ZERP USD. Time transformations about to cross above the zero line. And WADA is telling us go ahead. and we're closing above the daily baseline. We close up here, nice and strong. Let's look what the volume's looking like. Volume looks pretty good. See what the volume moving average is doing? The volume moving average is moving up, right? That's what we're worried about. The volume moving average moving up. It's good. ZERP USD might be a good trade. Let's see if this candle closes. Where are we looking to take some profit? 3427. $0.36. And 37.7. Okay. Will be our initial take profits. And then we wait. We see how far this baby can go. Significant resistance at 40 to 42.7 cents. All right, getting back into the regular requests, Monero. So we're going to look at XMR to the dollar. And this looks good, man. Monero looks really good right now. What was your high candle close? Right here, that was resistance. Resistance at about $69.65. Price closed strongly above that with little resistance. Holding your daily baseline, held it on the daily BPC, break pullback continuation, and now looking to push that level right there. You want to be a little conservative, you can wait for the daily to close today at above $78.23. But you can see you get the original long signal on the 30th of April. Doesn't confirm. We got to wait for the 2nd of May. Give you your first buy signal right here. Price holds your secondary daily baseline. Everything's tilted up quite nicely. You get your moving average crossover over here too, which is another one of your long signals. This looks like a pretty constructive chart, I'm not going to lie. I like Monero. Where are some profit targets? 84, 84.80. 90.50. 95.90. Ideas for you guys. Depending on where the candle closes, maybe a 20% trade. Let's go and look at this on the BTC pairing. Yeah, BTC pairing looks terrible. BTC pairing looks terrible, but as with all things in a bullish market, the dollar pairing looks really good. Gotta keep your Bitcoin trading and your USD trading separate. Yunku Sumet, it is the 13 exponential moving average in conjunction with the 55 exponential moving average. All right, Tron. Tron on the daily. Looks like shit. Sorry, man. Go find our order block. So what was the last down candle before the shift in market structure? All right, so I will say that we are in the bullish order block. If this breaks, it becomes a bearish breaker, and we take it to the downside, man. Tron BTC looks like crap. Let's look. We got anything on the 15-minute? I mean, yeah, you got some heavy buying going on down here, so I would not be surprised to see price pop up here to VWAP over intraday, maybe a 3 to 4% trade. Very similar to what we saw over here when you see the bids stack up below the point of control. And we saw about a 7% move out of Tron, and then a big, massive movement down. Yeah. I want to see a good close above 328 sats, and then we can take a trade up to maybe 336. That would be an okay intraday trade. But you're trading against the dominant trend, so long term this looks like crap. USDT pair looks pretty good, actually. Good consolidation, ascension to the upside. Looking to get a nice daily close here. Or would have you gotten your original long signal on Tron? Here. That was probably a loss. And here. Yeah. See how time transformation's coiling? Need to be careful when we're coiling, but again, you're getting the good buy signals right here. Where's a significant level of resistance? Right there, that's your bearish order block. And where did price get bought up? Right here, in the bullish order block. Yeah, this looks pretty good, actually. This looks pretty good. Let's see how the daily closes. Henry says, Justin, you made a great call saying Decred looking good when it broke above 25.50. What are your thoughts now on it? Yeah, breakout trade 1, breakout trade 2. Decred, it depends on how the day closes. This is looking like a signal, but the day needs to close. So we'll know here in about 4 hours or so. Cisco, do I confirm that the bottom is in and we are officially in a bull market? Nope. Need another couple weeks, man. Talked about that before too. What confirmed the last bull market? Weekly time frame, weekly baselines. We're about to get that weekly cross, just like we got back here. Just like we got back here. When did we get the weekly cross? This candle right there. And then what confirms the bull market? The weekly crossover, and then the pullback, which holds the general level of the weekly baseline. The correction and then the push, right? You don't call a bull market based on the first rally. This is the first rally. What do I think about BCH and BSV? They're both trash. What do I think about Decred? Yeah, this could be okay on the daily. If the daily closes good. The daily needs to close right where it's basically right where it's at right now. What's your early warning signal if you close the daily below your baseline right here? Again, the breakout trade was enter upon a close above this level. Stop loss down here. Where did you get that? Right here. A good strong close on good volume without a lot of rejection. You haven't hit your stop loss yet, so you could hold your original stop loss. You've probably already taken some profit on this trade though. Enter here. You've gone up about 17%, so I imagine that you've taken some profit. We'll see if we can get a push up. What's our take profit target on this? $32. Well, when we did the last time that we did get the weekly crossover, the candlestick structure was different. We actually did end up pumping for 1, 2, 3 more weeks, consolidated for 3, and then had a pretty significant pullback. Do I think BNB can go on rising? Of course it can, man. Anything can happen. All right, we got to continue on with these requests. All right. Okay. Lumens. Not yet on Lumens. Need another day. Need another day on Lumens, man. Need to get above 10 cents. 10.331395. Need to get above that level. And then we'll look at a Lumens trade. So we'll look at Lumens tomorrow. Swing failure pattern played out on BNB, pull back to the secondary baseline, even a little bit of a fake out, honestly. And we're about to get, we don't have the signal yet again, but we are closing back above the daily baseline, so you can take 2 out of 3, that's all right. You want to be careful when you're approaching range highs, but this is starting to look okay. Another day and we might be getting back in BNB. I'm going to be cautious of that 24.31, 24.88 level. That's your bearish order block. So we break that, get a nice BPC. Push higher, man. Bcash ABC, I'm not a fan of it, but the thing is skyrocketing. That's why we're long on it. And that's why I kind of swerved the question, no offense. When people ask me to look at things that we're actively trading in the group, I try to swerve. We already looked at Litecoin. Cardano. Did we already look at Cardano? Let's look at the tradable pairs first. No, man. There's nothing to be done here with Cardano to BTC. There's nothing to be done with anything that's on the BTC pairing unless you're trying to catch a pump and dump. Trade the USD, USDT pairs. I think I'm really going to start being firm on that. As far as like what are good setups, what charts respond good to technical analysis, what are good profitable trades. There are some times that we'll take BTC trades, and that's when Bitcoin is sideways. When Bitcoin is highly volatile, you can make money all day long trading USDT pairs because the entire market is going up. But if you only look at BTC pairs, it's going to look like Bitcoin's going up and everything's going down. But if you actually look at their value in dollar terms, you see that the entire market is rising. And you can trade that. So Cardano, BTC on the daily looks like crap. Let's go over to BitMEX. All right. Here it is, sorry. This looks just like Tron, man. Had a bottom, consolidating a little bit. See if we can get a break above 996, and you might have an intraday trade up here. It's only a 1% trade. All right, so no, this looks like shit. It doesn't even look good intraday. But look at the USDT pair. It looks pretty nice. Why? Because the market is bullish. Look at that. Moving average crossover. Closing above. Potentially closing above the EMA today. Triumph transformation is going to signal along. And volume is confirming. I like that. That's really good. Sideways consolidation after breaking resistance. Generally, you push higher. Let's go, baby. Wait for the daily to close. And if Cardano still looks good, take it. Resistance around 854 to 90 cents. We're not 90, not 854. Good take profit target. 66, 81, or no, 81, 87, 93. There you go, man. Cardenio. The Batman. Nope. Sorry, man. Nothing to do here. But this chart looks pretty good. Look at that. Breakout, sideways consolidation above resistance. Looks good. You don't have the confirmation of the long yet. There's not enough gas in the tank. So nothing to do with Bat here on either pairing. Ziliqua. Nope. Still looks like shit. But we come over here. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, this is starting to look pretty good. Look at that. About to break above resistance. Might close above the daily baseline. ET is about to signal. Wadatar's confirming. Gorgeous. Now you got to use a half position size on this because you've got one ting against your favor because the explosion level is tilted down. You need it to be tilted up. So regular position, half position size, or sorry, normal trade, half position size, discretionary position sizing. Looking for, depending on how the candle closes, maybe not 1.8, not 1.9, not 2.1. All right, guys. Amber Nicole, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. All right, guys. It is 1:56. It's time to start wrapping her up, man. Let's go back and check over to let's go back over and check on Mr. Bitcoin and Mr. Ethereum and see where we're sitting. Okay. Nothing has changed. What are we looking for intraday for the breakout? Looking for a good hourly or 15-minute candle close on good volume above 79.76. Not a rejection candle. We want to be careful. You don't want to buy. You want to wait until the candle closes above on resistance with good volume. You don't want it to get sold into. All right. You're at resistance right now on the 15-minute. Looking for the intraday trade. Or excuse me, at support. Pardon my French. Okay, go back to the daily. What are the levels that need to hold? Significant levels that need to hold. 58.50 on the BitMEX chart. I've got it as 58.20 to 61.06. Let's use the Bitstamp chart because this is what I do for long-term analysis. What are the levels that need to hold? Daily levels that need to hold. 58.50, 61.35. Where's our secondary daily baseline coming in at? 53.10. Okay. We also have the potential to find support at 64.51. All right. In the short term, pullbacks can be bought at 73.61 to 72.61. That was the last order block. It was bullish. It was a bearish breaker. Actually, it was a bearish order block. Now it's a bullish breaker. Sorry. Amazingly bullish. Careful with your shorts. All right. Let's see here. No signals on any of the time frames. The trades on the table are the breakout trade, if we're going to push another leg higher, or that pullback to those levels of support. We talked about the critical levels on the 3 hour. You're looking at your baselines. 73.61, 72.61 looks really good. 8 hour, you're talking about around 7,000. 12 hour, you're talking around 67. And your daily is coming in right around that 64.51, which is the upper boundary of the weekly breaker that you broke above. Hunu says, I dare to say with confidence we are right in the long started bull market. Nope. I'll tell you when we're in a confirmed bull market based on my technical analysis. Going down to Mr. Aetherium, looking for that same trade. If you want to take the intraday breakout trade, you're looking for that trade above 204.50, 205. Again, you need to see a strong candle close, targeting the top of the range at 209, 210. Going down to the daily, what's the level that needs to hold? Let's get rid of Ichimoku for a second. Just pull up our baselines. What's the level that needs to hold on the daily? 180.75, 174.90. BPC, or a rounded retest of support right here. It's also where our daily baseline's coming in at. Need to be a little cautious looking for that trade to the upside. The only way to take it is, of course, looking for that breakout trade or the pullbacks. Remember, the daily time frame is bullish. Looking for any and all reasons on lower time frames to take longs. Coming down to the 12 hour, we've actually got our baseline coming in right around 183, so that could work. 8 hour, you've got the baseline coming in around 188.59, so measure that, temper that by your level of aggression. And 3 hour would actually have you a little bit more aggressive at 193. So, but just remember, looking for any and all reasons. Looking for any and all reasons to take longs, as always, as you always have been. When Bitcoin makes moves, TA goes out the window? No, I'm sorry, that is absolutely incorrect. TA does not tell you where price is going to go or when it's going to go there. It tells you what to do in response to that. Everybody who doesn't understand technical analysis thinks that technical analysis exists to magically tell you where price is going to go. No, it's there for you. It's to tell you what to do, when to give you asymmetric risk to reward setups for actually putting money in the market. So I'm sorry, that is categorically wrong. But thank you for watching, man. Again, I don't try to single you out or anything. Don't take that the bad way. But that's, again, people always say, oh, technical analysis doesn't work. Yes, it does. Been using it for a long time. Works quite well. This is how price behaves in a rally. It can often move higher on higher momentum than you would intend, or in lower on lower momentum than you intend during a massive dump. Weekly time frame. Baseline crossover. Pull back. Holds the crossover as support. Price continues. Same back in 2015. Baseline crossover. Pull back. Holds support. We push off. 2019. Baseline crossover. Pull back. Holds the support. We push up. Very simple. This is a rally without a pullback. You don't call the first rally into a trend a market. It's not a bull market or a bear market. It's a rally, okay? So anybody out there that's saying, because price has gone so high, we're in a confirmed bull market. Those are the people that are going to get burned the first and the hardest. That was through the lightning round, Cryptomeister says. Good to see you, brother. So if we have a pullback that holds support and doesn't enter us back into a bearish trend where the sellers take control of the market, then we're in a bull market, right? Because we've had a big rally pushing us above previous levels of resistance. We had a pullback, we held support, and then we kick off higher. That's confirmed bull market. The rally and then continuation. Rally, correction, continuation. That's not what I said, Ron. The last time we had a moving average crossover, we actually went higher for about 4 weeks. Next significant levels of resistance, we've got order blocks coming in right around here. We're in an order block right now, actually. The wide order block stretches from 77 to 84, and then our next significant level is going to be up around 96.89. So again, drawing support and resistance is all well and good, but you need to wait for a reaction from your level of support and resistance, or else it's just a line on a chart. We're looking good, man. We're looking good. Shorting Bitcoin is high risk, low gain. Yeah, you're right, man. All right, so let's flip back over here for just a brief second. We're going to pause, and we're going to go here. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me today for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. You guys have been a fantastic audience. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have not already, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. We obviously highly appreciate that. It allows us to continue doing what we're doing. And of course, hit the subscribe bell and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because if you don't hit the bell, you're not going to find out when we're here live every day from noon to 2 Central Daylight Time and 5 to 7 on the weekends, as we were last night, covering the entire rally, the entire movement up. That's about it, guys. We'll be back for another exciting episode tomorrow. I'll keep you guys updated on everything that goes down. Shout out to the members of the premium group, guys. I've got a surprise for you. You guys have been waiting for a while. We've got the next chapter in the course that I'm actually going to publish here in just about an hour. So, looking forward to that. And if you guys missed the live trading update session last night, if you guys were premiums, again, we do them every Sunday evening in the VIP voice trading chat. So make sure you guys don't miss that, where we do trade reviews, where we talk about the end of week. We go over all the trades that we took in the previous week. We talk about what went wrong, what went wrong, what went right, how individuals actually manage their positions. So make sure you don't miss that mentoring session. It's very important Sunday evenings. If you guys would like access to our mentorship group as well, all our custom indicators, our trade strategies and setups, our private Discord community, as well as personal mentoring, you guys can check the link at the top of the screen. That also allows us to continue to be here on a daily basis and do what we do for everybody else. So thank you guys. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats, drop them in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, trade safely.